Hi, I am going to make one of the Pampered Chef turkey wreath. I broke my circle stone, so I'm going to try to make it on this. But I guess if you don't have a stone, it doesn't matter too. So let's get going. I already measured everything out kind of, or put it out, prepped it, so it could go pretty quick. Because it's 8:20 at night and we're going to eat dinner. Just how my life goes. Anyways, so I need to preheat my oven, which I did at 375, and then unroll the dough. And I think we do this right away just to get it like so it's set, or gets it warm. And I'm looking because it usually is that little bit right. There's that. Okay. It has to be on there somewhere. Alright, maybe. Okay. Hopefully you had a good Thanksgiving. I always make this after Thanksgiving because, you have all that turkey left over and you're like, what are you going to do? A lot of times the kids only eat leftovers once and then we have to repurpose the turkey because they won't eat it. So you want to just separate it. Maybe I'll do this. Separate that. And this is from my family, so I'm not wearing gloves and all that stuff. I don't. If you guys want to, that's great. I guess if you work in a food service, you would probably do that, but I don't, so I'm not. All right. So, what you have to do is, I already sprayed it with avocado oil, and I might spray it a little bit more, just to make sure. This is kind of new, so I don't want it to have to stick. Alright, so you unroll, and you just lay them out into a circular thing. And you try to use 8 on the bottom. Well, you have to use 8 on the bottom and 8 on top. This is kind of going to be off the thing, and that's okay. Alright, they've been sitting out for a little bit, so they are a little bit stringy or warm or whatever you want to say. This is really pretty, and a nice, just like a nice meal, because it has pretty much everything you need for a meal in it. And so you want to, I've got to do a video too, like a quick video. So I'm going to do that. Yes, I touched my phone, but I did sanitize the phone, so that's good, right? I never realized how many people just like, I mean, I haven't seen it on mine, but I'm sure somewhere, somehow, it's on there. People saying, oh my goodness, they touched their phone. Well, most people, we do touch our phone, but we don't usually explain that we had already sanitized it. I mean, do we need to? I don't know, maybe. But, alright, so it makes like a star-ish. And you just press this in. I shouldn't have let them sit out. I only let them sit out for like 15 minutes, but don't do that. Just take them right out of the fridge and use them, because I feel like they're really mushy. They'll be fine and whatever, but it's easier to handle when they're not. So you're just butting them up to each other and kind of just not pushing anything down here, but sealing so you have this much room to work with, and then we're going to fold over like a braid kind of thing. All right, so now that I'm going to put over here for a bit. Then I am going to have all the measurements, but I've got to look and see where they are on my phone. All right. Half a cup of mayonnaise. Now, I typically do not measure. If you're someone that needs to measure, you know, have at it. Go ahead. No shame in that. I've been doing this for a lot of years, so I don't measure. And some things I don't care if they're a little bit more than whatever it asks for. All right, so place mayonnaise, mustard, and black pepper in a bowl. Mayonnaise, Dijon mustard, same thing, 2 tablespoons. I'm not measuring. 1, 2. Okay. And black pepper. How much black pepper? Half teaspoon. Okay. I'm going to say that's good. And then, okay, then you're going to dice your turkey. Well, I've already done that. I'm like looking for it. Like I was in a little bit of a panic. Like, where is it? You're going to dice your turkey, and you're going to dice your celery. And after mixing this up, you're going to put 2 cups of diced turkey in there, and 1/2 cup of celery diced, and what else? Parsley snips. How much is that? It's like 3 tablespoons? Yeah, 3 tablespoons. 1, 2, 3, and I like parsley. Okay, so 3. And cranberries. So a 1/2 cup of cranberries diced. I don't dice them, they're just too much. If you want them diced, go ahead. When I dice them, they stick to the knife. I cut my finger. I'm just not doing that. So, whatever. Okay. Whoops. Yeah, the counter's clean too, so. All right. Should have taken a picture, but I didn't. Oh, well. They'll get the gist, right? All right, now I'm going to put my walnuts. And it calls for 1 cup of Swiss cheese, but I'm doing the whole 1 1/2. And I know you should grind or shred your own. And typically I do, but not tonight. I'm not. And I mean, I have wood chips and everything else in here, and we're just going to be okay with it, and we're going to call it good. All right, I'm looking to see if I need anything else that maybe I didn't put in here yet. I mean, look how Christmassy this looks already. I mean, it smells super good. Actually, it smells like feet, but that's just from the cheese, and that's okay. Like, we call it feet cheese. Swiss cheese is feet cheese. Taylor just rolled her eyes at me. Just saying. Okay, now, added all my stuff in there. What am I doing? I kind of know, I just put it on, but I want to make sure I don't forget anything. Bum, 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 bum. Yep, it's all in there. All right, great. Now, with your, well, I have like a separator, and we just want the egg white. So, we're going to throw the yolk away. I know, in these day and time, why would you do that, right? Because I cracked the yolk too. It's so expensive, right? Yeah. And I'm not going to waste it. I'm just going to get what I can. And even though it has yellow, I'm going to be okay with it. So, that's what it is. Oop, I got a little yellow. You know, it's okay. It'll be all right. It doesn't want a ton of yellow because it doesn't want you to make a crust with it. So you just beat it. And I can't dub out the sound, I'm sorry. All right, now you bring your, I'm going to wipe that up. You bring your crescent roll combination over here. And you get your big scoop and you put it around on the inside. So it's going to go around. And you fill it generously. And it's going to pop out on the sides and it's going to get crusty yum, the cheeses, and you're going to enjoy it and it's going to be good. So it doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, I'm sure if you want to do it perfect, you totally can. I'm not that worried about it. And I always want all of it in here. And sometimes I've used a little bit too many ingredients. So mine's usually always overflowing. But that's okay. Now I'll have the exact recipe for you on here. So you can make it exactly how it's supposed to be. I just make mine exactly how I like it. Messy and good and yummy. And it's okay. Okay. I feel like I had maybe too much chicken, or chicken. Well, I didn't have any chicken. I had turkey. And you can make this with chicken if you want. I've made it with chicken before, and it's good. Okay, so there we go. And now it's time to make this beautiful wreath look even more beautiful. Here we go. Now I usually tend to do the inside first, and so I'm just going to wrap it under. And there's really no rhyme or reason to it. I just try to find the pieces. And I try to stick them, like really mesh them. So watch. Hold on. Well, I can't get over there yet because there is a rhyme or reason. I really try to stick them to the other parts so it doesn't pop open while baking. Okay. All right, see, I kind of stick it like right under, make sure it's right there, ready to go. Okay, so there's the inside ready to go. Now you're just going to bring the outside right there. And if some falls out, you can put it back in. Okay, that one came out because I pushed it in. Okay, so now another thing. I'm cheap, so Pillsbury was not on sale. I typically use Pillsbury, and I get them from Costco, and I use Pillsbury because they're cheaper, or they're, I feel like they're a little better quality, but it will still eat the same. No big deal. Now, this is what it looks like. However, I want it a little bit bigger, so I'm going to scoot it out. Well, this is good to know that I don't have to have the circle one, that you can do this in a baking pan even and make it look pretty. Okay. I mean, if you want to get all fancy, you could do like a little bow, but whatever. I think it's going to be just good. All right, so you take the the egg wash and you put that on and try to get all the pieces. So this is what gives it that beautiful brown coloring that is your desired effect. And really, it doesn't take that long to do. Like, my prep was obviously longer than putting it all together. But the prep didn't take very long. I just didn't want to have to be run into my fridge. Although, I was like, I asked my daughter and my son. I didn't ask anybody. When you watch these YouTube people and you guys sit and watch them do games, or you sit and watch them do whatever, do they worry about people, bothering them with time and whatever. I mean, I don't think they do. They just sit and watch them cook, or sit and watch them play, or sit and watch them put something together. Because that's what it is. And I don't edit my videos. I mean, I'm sure I should, but I don't. I don't have time. I don't edit my videos. I don't do any of that on the YouTube. But anyways, if you're looking for videos like this for your kids, I'm a school teacher, so typically they don't have any curse words or things like that. I try to keep everything pretty G rated. So if you're looking for that and you want your child to start cooking or baking or whatever, definitely subscribe so you can get my videos. And I have usually some quick, easy tips that, you know, for your kids. So here we go. That's how it looks. It's going into the oven at 375. It's super cold here, and I would love to get in the oven with it today. All right, let's see. How long is it going in for? Let's see here. Gotta go back. It is going in for 25 to 35 minutes. I typically, when it says that, I'll do 22 because I'd rather not burn it, but I'd rather have to put it in for a little bit longer if need be. So I'm going to pause this and we are going to, I'm going to clean all this up, and then in about 22 minutes we will come back and see what's up. Hey, you hear that singing? I turned my oven down. It was at 375, but I turned it down to 350 because I felt like it just smelled like it was getting hot. I mean, it's getting beautifully browned, but I mean, and that's what you got to do. You got to kind of watch and see. This is a new stove-ish, and I don't bake a lot in it. I'm not used to it yet. So when I feel like things are smelling hot or going to be quickly done and I don't want it quickly done, then I turned it down to 350. It still has, from that 22 minutes, about 9 minutes to go. So I just felt like that would be a better call. So we'll see. Okay, it just went off. So we will see, was I right or not? Well, I feel like it's done. I mean, that's pretty. Look how beautiful. I feel like all of it's done. Can I get a picture? I do feel like it is good to go. All right, so you can, oh, did you see it? Yeah. You can cool it or cut it. We're going to cut it because we're hungry. I've got things to do, apparently. People to see. So I always use that kind of cutter. You can use a knife or whatever on your... I had black plates here. I don't remember where they went. Taylor took them to put them back, but that's okay. All right, so I have that. Look at that. Yum, 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 yum. And this is what I was talking about right here, the crispy cheese. So good. Okay, I gotta wait until it cools, so I'm gonna just pause you. Okay, so I was thinking, do you really need to see me take a bite? I make this all the time. I know it's good, but we'll see. Perfect. I like talking with my mouth full, but the celery's crunchy. It's perfect. So get you some. I make this sometimes at Christmas Eve, and I just have it around and I cut it. If you, for some reason, sorry, cut pieces for the family. If you have leftovers, it is wonderful to reheat. It's good, and you can throw it on a plate, cut it up, throw it on a plate, put your wrap or whatever over it, put it in the fridge, and heat it up the next day, and it's super good. So I'll probably have this for lunch tomorrow. Anyways, take care and let me know if you try it. Have a good night.